If you have nothing to fear, you have nothing to hide. Considering the current political climate, at least here in the US, many LGBTQ+ members, including myself, feel the need to be afraid and wonder how will we protect ourselves and our identity, both physically and digitally. Well, I am majoring in cybersecurity and I wish to teach the little bit of digital security I know to help my fellow people. But let's start off where my security journey really began. A few years ago, my school account was hacked because of a phishing link I clicked on, and at that time, since I'd stored all my passwords in my browser like most people do, all my passwords were stolen. I also used to use the same 2 to 3 passwords everywhere. After this happened, over the past few years, I became deeply aware of the amount of data that is collected on us as users of the internet in general. Google, Bing, Microsoft Edge, all of these big tech and corporate conglomerates. Your name, address, phone number, what you search, where you go, what you look at, how long you look at it, even stuff like your voice, screen taps, and typing speed. I will be sharing all the free tools and services I use for my current threat model, as well as some paid ones near the end. I am not sponsored, I am simply giving out some advice based on my own knowledge and experience. By the way, a threat model is who you are protecting yourself from, for those who don't know. You have to ask yourself, who am I protecting myself from? Me, for example, I'm protecting myself from general malicious actors and hackers, but also a little bit of big tech. This term applies to everyone, both individuals and businesses. Then based off of that, you build your own operation security, for short term, OPSEC, and you have to ask yourself who you're protecting yourself from, and what are you protecting? What services will you continue to use, and which ones will you stop using in the name of security and less data collection? Let's start off with browsers. I personally recommend Firefox, LibreWolf, or Mullvad browser. You can harden Firefox, which means just to make it more secure and locked down. LibreWolf is a fork of Firefox, which means it's just another tuned version of the same thing that is out of the box pre-hardened for better security, with extra extensions like uBlock Origin, Sponsor Block, and Clear URL. It still works just like any other browser. You can search up whatever you need and big tech doesn't get your data. I know a lot of people using Opera GX as well. At one point I did try it, but I really didn't like it, and to me it's also Chinese spyware. Take that with a grain of salt though, as I also use TikTok, which is owned by a Chinese company as well, so pick your battles, I guess. I am going to take a wild guess and assume the majority of you watching are either storing your passwords in your browser when you click the little save to your browser pop-up, or you store it on some kind of text file. There's numerous ways to store passwords, but your best bet is to use an actual password manager with strong encryption. To make this simple for the majority of you watching, I would recommend Bitwarden, as it's what I use and I never had any sort of data breach issues. Bitwarden also has a built-in password generator for you, and you can also save the link to the site you're trying to log into so Bitwarden can automatically log in for you. The benefit of this is that none of your truly confidential data, such as your passwords, are ever stored on your browser, so if you click a phishing link on accident, the likelihood they will be able to steal much of value decompresses exponentially. Your passwords are stored locally on your device using, technical speak coming up, AES 256-bit encryption, and this is military-grade encryption. It's what governments, banks, and security agencies use to protect top-level data. So even if your device is compromised, you can rest assured that your passwords are not. Just make sure your vault is always locked down when you don't need access to it. Next one is only for Windows users. Sorry to my fellow Linux users. SimpleWall is a firewall for Windows designed to automatically block a bunch of Microsoft's telemetry by default, and you can also customize it to block certain apps. One issue I have personally faced with it is that if you play a lot of multiplayer games, you will need to allow each individual game access through the firewall. This is usually easy as it will display a pop-up that allows you to allow or block the connection. It took me a bit to figure this out. If you do or don't use certain Microsoft services such as Teams or OneDrive, you can block outbound internet access for those apps as well, preventing further telemetry, so Daddy Microsoft can suck you when it asks for access. Now I know most of us probably use Gmail, I do too. After all, I made my account when I was in middle school. I'd recommend if you have any sort of credit card or banking apps that you get emails from into your Gmail, to transition them over to another email service that is more privacy and security respecting. I would also recommend using ProtonMail, as it's also what I currently use in my current threat model. Proton is another Swiss-based privacy/security company. ProtonMail encrypts your emails on your device before they're sent, so even Proton themselves can't read your messages. On the opposite end, Gmail reads and scans your emails for ad targeting, algorithm training, and data profiling. Let's say you get sent a malicious link somewhere and you want to see where it goes. Maybe it's legit, or maybe you want to make sure a mod you downloaded for a game isn't malware and you don't know how to test that. Use a sandbox browser and VirusTotal. Basically, copy the link you want to use and make sure not to click the link by accident. Go to the website I have linked in the description under Sandbox Browser and paste the link into the space next to the HTTP part. Click the test button and see where it leads. You might find something interesting. I've done this with all the Discord spam links I've gotten before, which usually leads me to fake Steam gift card and login websites. As for any mods or files and software you want to download, go to virustotal.com and click the File tab, then click on Upload. Navigate to the file you want to see if it's malicious or not, and click Upload. It will say computing hash and will bring you to a screen that will show you a 0 out of some number score. Now sometimes VirusTotal can give false positives, so if you see something like 1 out of some number, look at the names under security vendors analysts, and go look them up on Reddit or another site to see if VirusTotal is giving you a false positive. If this is the case, you should be fine to open the file, but remember that VirusTotal is not an end-all be-all, and you should still be cautious of what you decide to download onto your PC and what you decide to click on. Of course, in the paid section, I'm going to talk about VPNs, and there's so many different VPN services and providers out there. I would personally recommend Mullvad VPN due to their commitment to user privacy and confidentiality. You can mail them physical cash, get a voucher on Amazon or another digital store with an account not linked to your real identity, use Monero or Bitcoin, etc. Mullvad, like many other VPN providers, claims no activity logs, no connection timestamps, and no bandwidth tracking. Their code is also open source, meaning anybody can look at it and inspect it. It's £5 a month for you European folks, and it's around $5.84 currently for my fellow bald eagles per liter of freedom. Mullvad also uses their own DNS servers. Basically, that means they aren't hosting their stuff on another computer elsewhere, known as the cloud for short. They use their own quote-unquote bare metal physical servers across the globe. And they don't really market themselves as some kind of an amazing company. They are straight to the point, no BS, and from personal experience and the experience of others, simply wish to help provide privacy across the globe. Remember, mass surveillance is created by machine men with machine hearts. Mullvad VPN advocates for privacy protection and the importance of safeguarding individual rights in the digital age. I stand beside them as of this video's upload. You can also get a Yubi Key on Amazon or Best Buy for around $55 or even lower if you get a lower end model, and you can attach most of your accounts to that. The Yubi Key is essentially a physical security key that you have to plug into your PC that allows access into an account. Even if you download something malicious or click a bad link and your passwords get stolen, it is still almost impossible for someone to get into any of your accounts without that physical key. Some years ago, my YouTube channel was hacked, and somebody started uploading a bunch of random torrent videos which got me a strike that I promptly got rid of. Attaching a Yubi Key to my YouTube channel's email account has prevented that from happening again. Circling back to what I said at the start, what's legal now might not be legal in the future, and what's considered harmless or normal today might suddenly become illegal tomorrow, and that's why privacy matters, especially for people like us. It's not about hiding, it's about preserving your freedom and your rights in a world that's constantly shifting under your feet. Because the truth is, you don't know what kind of world you'll wake up in next year. You don't know what policies and laws will change. You don't know who will be in power or what they'll decide is wrong. But what you can do is take control now, while you still have the ability and the option and the choice. Protect your data, own your devices, and guard your communication. And think long term. Not just how convenient is it for me right now. Because once your privacy is gone, you can't get it back. Stay safe and stay aware.